Edmonton Oilers 5, Calgary Flames 4. The Edmonton Oilers take it in 5, baby. Before we get into the breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Nation Network. Helps us out a lot. And Zach, let's talk about it. We won a series. We won the Battle of Alberta.
We didn't just win a series, like you said, we won the Battle of Alberta. We won a series against our arch rival. We won a series that's sending the Oilers to the Western Conference Finals.
Yes.
For the first time since 2006. I mean, it's incredible. I don't think the feeling's sunk in for me yet. But it's just I still am at a bit of a loss for words. I'm not gonna lie.
Same. I'm kind of just
I feel stunned. I thought I've believed in this team all along, but I never thought we'd be sitting here at the end of May saying the Oilers are going to be one of the final 4 teams in the NHL playoffs.
And, you think back to February and even December, I don't think anyone would expect the Oilers going this far. I didn't anticipate us going to the third round, honestly. I was just like, if we can make it to the second round, I'll be happy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at what this team has been through this year, the ups and the downs, the coaching change that they had to go through to really flip the system and flip the entire script on this season for this team. It's incredible to see the way that they've rallied, the way that they've played together, the way that they've come together as a team under Jay WOODCROFT. I don't think that there's enough recognition and acknowledgement yet around the league about WOODCROFT. But man, what a launch into stardom as a head coach for him. Let's not forget that he has outcoached Todd McClellan and he's outcoached Daryl Sutter in the playoffs. 2 very, very good coaches. Like Sutter's a guy who's won cups.
Yeah.
He has won cups in this league multiple times and has been a very successful coach. And Jay WOODCROFT took him to the woodshed.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people tend to forget about Jay WOODCROFT. He's not just a coach that, went to the AHL. He's been around the NHL for a while, since like 2007. He was with the Red Wings as a video coach and an assistant coach with San Jose Sharks with Todd McClellan. Like, he's been under like at least 1,000 NHL games he's been a part of.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a guy who's got a lot of experience, right? And he understands the game at this level, and he understands a lot of the players that are on this team as well. And I think that was something that made it so much more beneficial when they brought him in, was the 100%. Fact that there was that level of familiarity. Where were you last night? What were the vibes like? What was the experience like for you during that game?
Well, I was at the Pint White. We had our little watch party there. It was a fantastic time. And, we were down 2-0. I was getting a little bit like, shit. Like, hopefully this doesn't go to game 6. Hopefully the boys can claw. I believed them. I thought they could do it. I wasn't necessarily nervous until, the third period, where it was becoming so back and forth. And even in the second, I'm like, my heart rate was just bouncing up and down. And it's like, please do not go to overtime. I hate overtime because I have PTSD from the Winnipeg series still. A lot of trauma from that. And I'm like, I don't like overtime hockey in the playoffs. I'll be honest. I just don't like it.
Yeah, so. It's nerve-wracking. It was a nerve-wracking night.
It's nice to be on the other end of things, winning a playoff overtime hockey. I haven't won one since what, like, I don't know, the Anaheim series, Darren.
They haven't won one in the McDavid era. So this was the first time that an overtime game.
No, we won one in 2017.
Did we?
Darren.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Darren.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Darren. Okay, so there was one, right? So yeah, but I mean, even still, just the fact that they were able to take it to overtime. You go down 2-0 early in that game, and then I don't know about you, but I was calm because my mindset going into Game 5 was, what's the worst thing that happens? The Oilers have to come back and win on home ice in Edmonton.
You got a good point.
I mean,
part of me didn't want a game 6. I'm like, if we can just win it now and have a few extra days of rest, let's just
absolutely
end it now.
Absolutely, right? And I mean, you look at the way the Oilers played, I think it was just such a solid game from them, right? I mean, okay, you go down 2-0, and after the first you're down 1-0, and credit to WOODCROFT for adjusting the way that he did in that game. I mean, he put on a masterclass of not only messing with what the Flames were trying to do, but further instilling the game the Oilers wanted to play on the Calgary Flames on the road, where Calgary had the line matchups that they would want to be able to get, and they couldn't do that. Just the way they rallied in the second period, the 4 goals, I mean, that was just chaos.
I know.
And it was just incredible to see them fight back each time and claw back into that game.
Well, a lot of people just don't understand, like, I guess from an outside fan perspective, they don't understand the momentous occasion this is beating the Flames in, the playoffs. It means a lot to us, especially like we were kicked down a couple times by them in the season, 9-5, 9-5. We heard that so many times. And just to beat them in 5.
Leon Draisaitl kind of joked about it after the game last night.
Really?
He said, maybe that last regular season game was a bit of a hint at what we would see in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Just jokingly after the game. There's 45 goals scored in 5 games. It's basically 5-4 games the whole way. I mean, it's just absolutely bonkers because Mike Smith still has probably a pretty good save percentage. I haven't even had a chance to look at it.
Yeah.
But I imagine it's still pretty
I didn't really like Mike Smith's game too much last night. I thought he let in some really weird goals. I'm not going to blame, shit on Schmitty, but like, I don't know. I thought he could have done better on like one of the Gaudreau shot. There's a deflection where he couldn't really do much, and then I think the one thing we didn't really talk about is the kicking motion, the goal.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy.
The goal
right?
that Flames fans will forever talk about and say that cost them the series. But ultimately, you blew a couple leads. You got outplayed. Like, what else are we going to do?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the mindset that I have. Like, I think it was a kick. Mm-hmm. I do. I think it was also very, very close. Close enough that I probably would have said good goal, honestly.
Yeah.
It was that close to me. The margins are razor thin on it. At the end of the day, the Oilers had the call go the right way for them, and they were able to make the most of it. And, this is my message to Calgary Flames fans is that, if you guys are upset about the fact that Blake Coleman's goal got called back, you guys should have been more concerned about the fact that you lost 3 straight games. You blew a 2-0 lead, and you blew a 3-2 lead. And those came in the same game, right? So at the end of the day, the Flames shot themselves in the foot, and they put themselves in a precarious position enough where one call doesn't go their way, and it defines the series for them in a sense. So yeah, it's wild, and it's just like I said, it's kind of nice to see the bounce go the Oilers' way. It's
funny after game 1, we never saw Brady Tkachuk ever again.
Yeah,
it just disappeared.
Quiet. Yeah, just like his brother Matthew.
Yeah, it's true. Right? That's true, actually.
Tkachuk scored the hat trick in game 1, and I was kind of like, okay, well, he was really quiet against Dallas, and I thought, well, here we go. This is going to be kind of his awakening, I suppose, in these playoffs. But I don't really think that I saw that top line being effective at all.
No.
Throughout the entire series. And I tweeted it out last night, chirping the Flames Nation account. Zach Hyman scored as many goals in this playoff series as Gaudreau, Tkachuk, and Lindholm. And that's including the goals that were scored last night.
Jesus.
So again, the Flames, they really shot themselves in the foot. They weren't able to adjust. And I mean, the better team prevailed at the end of the day, right?
And how about that iconic moment of Jay Woodcroft when they won in overtime? Just opening the bench door and waiting for Daryl Sutter's handshake.
Stats right up.
I know.
Hey?
That was just pure.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
There was a lot of iconic moments towards the end of that game. I mean, McDavid's celebration, and I thought it was really sweet to see Puljujärvi get on the scoreboard. His smile was just like, that's what you want to see, the joy out of him.
And you saw the little people probably saw the little clip I posted of Puljujärvi and McDavid during a little break there. McDavid said after the game, it was great to see Yessi kind of get that one and get the monkey off his back offensively a bit. I will fight to the death for Puljujärvi as a player because I think he's so good at what he does. He does so many things right. It's not always the prettiest, but he is very effective, Was.
No, exactly. I think most of the city wants to see Puljujärvi succeed. They just want to see him score more. We see all these analytics. We just want to see him score. That's all. Right?
Absolutely, and
just produce a bit more.
This is a great off season for him to go fire $1,000 a day.
This is true, actually. So, let's put the series aside. It's whatever. Next up, we either have the Blues or the Avs. What can we expect? Do you think?
One hell of a series.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, at the time of recording, Colorado's up in the series. They have a chance to close it out here tonight in St. Louis. But either way, it's going to be a tough matchup. I look at St. Louis and I say, well, here's a team that has Stanley Cup pedigree, a team that has had some highs and some lows throughout the season. But at the end of the day, they really handled Minnesota quite well. And that was a Wild team that a lot of people kind of thought could go on a run this year.
Same.
And, so that'll be a tough matchup. And then Colorado, I think the Oilers match up well against them.
We had success with them in the regular season. Obviously, that doesn't matter going this deep into the playoffs. But the way I viewed them, like, well, we had probably better success against Colorado in the regular season than we did against Calgary. I mean, yeah, we beat Calgary twice at home, but like, I don't know. I just feel like we always played well against Colorado. We always matched up to the occasion. We always, we know you're the best team in the league. We're going to try and match you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, something too is that this Colorado team hasn't done anything. They haven't even made it out of the second round with their core group together. So they obviously have high expectations, but they're also a team that, I don't know if fragile is the right word here, but a team that doesn't have the experience that St. Louis does. And that's something that if the Oilers end up playing Colorado could play into Edmonton's favor here. The fact that they're still both teams that don't have a ton of that experience in the Stanley Cup playoffs and going on deep runs here. So, McKinnon versus McDavid, yeah, I mean, that would just be incredible for the game. I think either way, I'm happy with whoever they play. Both of them are going to be really tough matchups.
No, exactly. No, I mean, when you make the third round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, no one's going to be easy. And honestly, this is the first time I'll be cheering for a team in the third round since I can remember.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
Before when the Oilers would consistently miss the playoffs for 10 years, I was a Washington Capitals fan for a little bit in the playoffs, just the playoffs, because I wanted a playoff team. Yeah, they would disappoint me every second round, so I knew how to feel disappointed in the playoffs and in the regular season. So now it's like, oh wow, I get to cheer for a team in the third round. This is weird. Yeah,
no kidding, man. It's gonna be a treat, Edmonton. Yeah, strap up, get ready to cheer on the team. It's gonna be a wild ride. It's a special time to be an Oilers fan.
The last thing I want to mention is that I don't know. I texted you this, but I don't know if the viewers can relate to this. But why does Chris Cuthbert look like Junior Soprano from The Sopranos? I can't unsee it anymore.
I know it's damaging, was.
Jeez. But yeah, shout out Chris Cuthbert.
Yeah, he was great that series actually. I'm a huge Chris Cuthbert fan. Yeah. I was really excited to see that the Oilers were getting him for the broadcast here. I think he did a tremendous job in that round. So, hey, hopefully we'll be able to get to listen to him too in the conference finals.
And that's our Game 5 review. Bit of a series review in a sense, but you know what? We're going into the third round. We can't wait. And hopefully we'll see you after Game 1, Western Conference Finals. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget that OilersNation.com for more in-depth analysis. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.